Hey, we're back. This is Stevie with General Principle. We haven't done a video in a while, but we've been super busy. We always are. Just don't take the time to do video. So anyhow, this is Stevie's motor. You saw some of this with his cylinder heads. This is a short block out of a Crown Vic. Let's go 86, I believe, because it had those really bad E6 heads on them, E6 TE heads on it. I believe it's been rebuilt, as it's got some really cheap cast pistons in it, and they're not even marked, and it's 20 over. I did a quick dial indicator on it, but it's just a stock short block. But we did put an HO cam in it that I had laying around. I've probably got half a dozen of these things laying around, and put a timing cover that had the Boss for a mechanical fuel pump. This is going to be carbureted. We're going to put it in a 66 Bronco, of Stevie's first Bronco. So I had to drill it out, and then grind the hole out. So it's still got a Fox body type oil pan on it, double hump oil pan. We're going to change that out for a 66 or for a early Bronco oil pan. And we just got his heads back today. So these are his heads. These are E7s, E7 TEs. They have got this 60. We've got to CC these heads to see what they are, but they're going to be real close to the stock 60 CC head. So it's going to be about a 9 to 1, 9.2 to 1 motor. But I did and Stevie and I did a real easy, I don't know, stage 2 port job on it, I'd call it. We did the exhaust ports gasket match to the smallest OEM gasket we had, and I did the bowls, and I did the intake bowls as well, and polished all the bowls and poured it and blended. So these are done. We had stock replacement springs. The old springs were bad. They wouldn't even come up to spec at all with shimming. So we had that done. We had a 3-angle valve job done on it. So they're nothing exotic, but they'll make good power. And so there it is. So let's get it set up. We've got an intake over here, or it's just a stock performer. Hopefully that'll support 300 horsepower. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure. Well, Stevie's been sandblasting his valve covers.
Got one done.
Got one done. So we're gonna finish that and get the other sides. But so right now we're gonna prep the decks, and put the gaskets on, bolt the heads on, get the intake on, and go from there. We've got this is a really cheap budget motor. So I think total he's got about $480 and nope, $580, including the intake manifold in the whole motor. So all right, so let's get after it. Okay, so we're going to set this head on here. Come on, Stevie.
Right.
Be careful, we got to get it on the locator. Locator it out. And you got to push it on. Just go give me a long ones, please. Just once. What this does is keeps it fine. Hold on, we're going to put All right, so it's good to put some pipe dope on these threads, because these small block Fords, they go right into the water jacket like a lot of other engines. Of course, you want to have, a lot of times these fastener manufacturers, and I'll do it too, like ARP, they'll want you to put just a little, okay, that's fine. It's okay, share it. So this stock build, these stock fasteners, and I have to get it all inside the kitchen like I'm doing. You know, it's good to have some pipe dope on it. The factory does it. And we torque these, I think, 75 foot-pounds. And I'll double check that, but I'm sure that's correct. So, and this is going to have regular bolt-down style pedestal rocker arms. For now, he's going to buy himself a set of 1.7s to go with this little HO cam. Someday, if he wants to get crazy, if he wants to spend his money on it, he can buy some AFR heads or something like that, and the little HO cam with the smallest 165 AFR heads can really make some good power. But these ported stockers will do a good job, and this thing's going to run pretty hard just the way it is. So I would have cut a finger off for a motor like this when I was a kid. But so yeah, let's get this motor, this other head on here, and we'll get them torqued down. Okay, so we didn't get the camera on because I'm an idiot. So we got this head first step torqued down 55 to 62. We do it to 60, and then Stevie's going to finish torquing it. He torqued that. Then we're gonna do this one. It doesn't much matter. So let him spin them. He's spinning them down with a speed wrench. And I mean, this is a super budget build. I mean, this is just parts I had laying around, and even the you know, everything is used. So so we're just about to. I mean, we had, like I said, we had a 3-angle valve job done on the head, and they shimmed them up to spec, new springs, because the old springs were bad, sagging. They weren't holding enough pressure. Where are you going, bud? So we're getting there, and we got to clean this dirty pig up and put the intake on. So let's get after it. Okay, so we're fixing to put the intake on here. I'm running out of RTV, running out of silicone. So I've got a little bit of black and I got a little bit of gray. So we're going to use black on one end and gray on the other. So let's open up the intake gaskets and get those set on here. I don't know if everybody knows, most everybody does, that in the kits, in the gasket sets, they'll send you cork in gaskets. Take those and take them out. Be very careful. Take them out and then throw them away. So because they tend to push out as soon as you get the gasket torqued down or the intake torqued down. It'll be sit there perfect, and one day you'll come out and you have oil leak, and you'll wonder why. Because that please. Water leak, usually just oil leak. It pushes these out. It's only oil. This goes for water. So you see how these little grooves, they sit right on top of the gasket right there.
Oh, that's what
see, they hook on there. That's what that's for. So then once you get the intake gaskets hooked on there, you take your RTV, so your silicone,
black and gray,
and push it up on there. You squirt yourself a line across there. I don't have a lot, so I'm really having to be careful here. I use every little bit that I got. Spread it around. So it doesn't take a lot of this, but you got to have enough to put a good 1/8 inch bead on it. sure you push it up into the gasket where there's a little notch. That notch is for the stupid cork gasket that never stays there. Sorry, job.
Gotta work.
So you do best if you let this skin up for about 15 minutes. So if you let that skin up, then it usually does a better job. That's what it's intended to do. Some guys will push it up into a little dime like they're welding, and you can do that, but push it right up in there. Roll it up and get. It's fighting me on that. Come on. Yeah, this is ugly, but we'll get the job. Gosh. Roll this up like my little toothpaste.
Oh.
Good Lord.
Got it.
I'm gonna mess out of this. Turn the camera off so people can't see this. Why you always have silicone around. You can kill yourself for nothing. So that's it. Just put the stuff on there and let it set up for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. As soon as it starts to skin up, you can set the intake on it. And make sure that your gasket's set. The head gasket's got a little piece, a little tab that sticks out, and there's a little hook the intake sets on. So I guess Stevie's going to show you. Don't look at my silicone job. But you can see, I'll show them this one over here, how it sets, it hooks right on there. There's a little tab of the head gasket and the intake sets on there. Just make sure that's good. You know, you do good to chase your bolt holes before you start putting things together with a tap or even a bolt if you have to. So we're gonna, I gotta track down, get some rocker arms out of the loft. Once we get the intake on, I've got some push rods, throw them in there, bolt the rocker arms down, and then the long block will be done. And he's gonna work on his valve covers, and we've got a 500 Edelbrock we're gonna put on this, and this thing will do very well for him. So it'll be very nice, easy driving, good power. So, all right, so let's let this tack up and then we'll put the intake on. Okay, so Stevie's finishing up torquing this down. Oh, I gotta do it a bunch of times. No. I'm gonna try to scope down one of the ports and see if I can see how well the ports line up. Not that I'm gonna do anything much about it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. That's my curiosity is. Okay, so like I said, Stevie's he's torqued it a couple times. We're gonna torque it again, but I always wanted to see how well these line up. So let's do that.
Now's your chance.
This thing's so hard to see.
Didn't make all your expectations. You like that?
So nice. see there's the gasket, and it's like almost perfect.
You happy?
So she just,
You want to take a picture of
yeah.
it? Looks like.
Go back. All right, hold on a second. Let me. I want to see this other one.
I just really want to see this one.
Look.
And then maybe this is
All
one.
right. So
Just one more.
get this thing over there. For goodness sake. Let's see. Going the wrong direction.
You gotta do
All right.
that.
Let me just look one more.
Just one more.
Try this one in. Yeah, I need two inside ones. Shoot, man.
You happy?
I keep wanting to twist this to make the difference.
You got it. It's not
I'm perfectly aware.
wrong twist.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, if we were really doing this, we would,
Let's go like that.
but that's, for this, it's pretty bang up. So, that's
Alright.
cool.
Let me torque this down the rest of it.
So, how much of that change is getting there, right? Yeah, a little bit, huh? So, if I gotta do it one more time,
So
it's just
little.
it's just the way it is. They just keep pulling them. So
Never-
I've taken these off before and they've been hand loose. But, nobody retorqued them. Some things you gotta retorque more than others, but this is one of those things that, did you do this one? Alright. No, I'd even go through it once more.
Let's go with our torque.
So you're getting down a lot there, right? That's way more than what you would do. Okay, so we're coming down to the end of this. We're done. The Fuhrer has called us in for dinner, so we gotta put push rods and rocker arms on it, but this is just bolt down pedestal rocker arms. And they're stock stamped steel ones is all we're using right now. We even have the exhaust rotators on here, but these are brand new springs and they're shimmed up to run this motor about 5,000 RPMs with this cam. We've done a stage 2 port job on there. I did both the intake and exhaust bowls. We did a 3-angle valve job on it, and I did about a stage 2 port on the gasket match and a cleanup on the bowls. Knocked the thermatic hump down. Did I say bowls? Ports. Knocked the thermatic hump down. Did a really cheesy job on the guides a little bit, but it definitely improved. So,
I'm doing it way more than I should.
so anyhow, Stevie's gonna buy himself some 1.7 roller rocker arms one day, and maybe he'll pick up a little bit with that. This is a great little off-road cam. This is going to go in an early Bronco 66. It needs a lot of work. It's going to have 3-speed behind it.
Yeah, well, for now. I may put a 4-speed, but I like 3-speed.
So we're going to try to make, these aren't going to be hot rodders, they're going to be off-roaders. So, trail rigs. So, okay, so that's that. And we'll see if we can get a picture of it for you when we've got it all buttoned up, but it is what it is. So this is basically it. It's short block and
Long block now.
long block. That's right. Thank you. So, okay. So that's it.